Mario says he has tenants who are collecting disability pension who are now of the impression they do not have to pay rent. I've told them they are still obligated to pay because they're still receiving their pension. I've persistently reached out to them, but they will not respond. The tribunal is basically closed. So any advice?
So there was, I think, not intentionally, when the government started doing their, media press releases, there was one that went out that said, don't worry about paying your rent. And I think it might have been misconstrued that, great, we don't have to pay the rent. But the reality of the situation is that rent is going to be due and payable. So I think there's going to be consideration. I think that, the government has funding available to people, that there's going to be some type of lenience, whatever that looks like, to repay any amount that is owed. But it is a debt. And so once everything clears, that money, there was nothing ever intended to say that you are not required to pay your rent in this circumstance. It's just that people may not be able to pay their rent right now.
Just as a landlord, it's probably just keep reaching out
That's right. And, right. And so the situation is that if anybody's on some type of fixed income or subsidized income, there's nothing that, that's all made up of, a percentage for shelter, percentage for, basic needs. But unless the recipient directs the government to pay it directly to the landlord or pay it directly to someone, they will receive the funds. And so you can't approach, disability or Ontario Works or any of those organizations as a landlord and say, I'm not getting my money, you have to pay it to me directly. It just doesn't work that way, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, to answer Mario's question, if they don't pay their rent, they don't pay their rent, but it doesn't mean it's not due and payable to him. So there will be a snowball effect that happens after everything settles, that will have to be paid back somehow. And, that's the reality of the situation.